What's going on, everybody? James Grooms here from skywardmind.com, where I make clothes and more for leaders, innovators, and hustlers. Today I want to talk to you about what it's like to have Tourette syndrome. Yeah, I got that. If you've seen the movie Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, you'll remember that famous scene with the girl at the baseball game, I think. Anyways, that's Tourette's, but that's a very rare form. Dictionary definition, if you Google it, Tourette syndrome is a neurological disorder characterized by involuntary tics and vocalizations and often the compulsive utterance of obscenities. Yeah, it's kind of weird having Tourette's, but I'm lucky to have a very rare, I would say a mild form of Tourette's. For me, my tics have changed over time. Originally, my tic used to be vocal. I used to make this sound all the time. It was like, huh, 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 all day, no matter what, no matter where I was at, no matter what I was doing. Could not stop making that sound. Pretty freaking annoying, right? So that was years ago when I was still in elementary school when I was diagnosed, and I remember when it first ever, I would say, happened. My dad was sitting down watching TV, and I was laying down on the floor in front of him, between him and the TV, watching the show. And I think it was like, what was that, Bonanza or something? Way back in the day. Anyways, he was like, stop moving, you're getting on my nerves. I was like, I can't stop moving. And he was like, I gotta take you to the doctor, man. There's something wrong with you. So we ended up going to the doctor later because I told him, I was like, I can't stop moving. I don't know what the deal is, but I can't stop moving and making that damn sound. So I remember vaguely, like being in this doctor's office all day long and getting all these tests done and answering questions, and they hooked the little wires up to my head and had me sit still. And I remember specifically the nurse was an absolute bitch. She reminded me of like those nuns you see in the movies that are like really, really mean and hit the kids with sticks. That was my nurse. She was like, stop moving. You need to stop moving. You need to stay still. You need to stop moving. Like, bitch, I can't. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. And anyways, I spent like the whole day in the doctor's office getting these damn tests run. And then finally, after the whole day, they were like, okay, we figured out what the problem is. Kid's got Tourette syndrome. And I remember feeling like, no, there's something wrong with me. What is this Tourette? Am I gonna die from this? And the doctor was like, no, there are two things that are gonna happen. It's either going to get better over time. As I get older, it's going to either decrease, my tics are going to become less frequent, or it's gonna get a whole hell of a lot worse. And at that stage, because it was just the diagnosis stage, like, we didn't know. So I remember thinking in my head, okay, well, whatever the hell is wrong with me, I'm not going to be done. I'm going to do whatever I can to fight this. Because, I'm a kid. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just in the doctor's office getting shit stuck on my head. But anyways, the doctor said it's either going to get better over time or get worse. So luckily for me, it got better, but there was a point where it got worse at first. So Then, like, after that diagnosis, after the test, I remember for months after that, it was just like the only thing that was on my mind all day long. It wasn't just me making the sound all day, it was me making the sound and thinking about making the sound and wondering how I could stop making the sound. And again, it's all day, just this constant. I would be at school trying to take a test. I couldn't take the test. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do homework because all day was just. Now, let me clarify. I say I couldn't do homework. I could. Ironically, I was very good at schoolwork as much as I hated school. But I was good at my work, but I still had felt like a shadow hanging over me because I felt different. I felt weird at first because I was that kid who made noises. But I think for me growing up with Tourette's, the reason that I was able to like not always feel weird, I was able to grow and mature past that worry phase, is because my dad was straight up. He didn't raise no punk. He was like, listen, you're better than this. Don't ever feel like this is gonna be something that's gonna hold you back from doing anything. You have to pray about it. You have to believe that you can overcome this. You have to do everything in your power to overcome this, and you have to just make it happen, period. And he was just very straightforward. He was like, you're a good kid, you're a smart kid, don't ever let this be something that holds you back. And so it was cool, I was like, okay, I feel better now, that's my dad. The other part of it, the humorous part is, I got two brothers, and my older brother, he made this stupid cassette tape of nothing but that sound making fun of me. You remember cassette tapes, kids? Those little things with the circles in the middle and all that shit inside that comes out? Yeah, well, he took a whole tape, both side A and B, and did a whole recording of nothing but that sound. And then he gave it to me, and I cried, and I took it to my dad, and my dad scolded my brother, and then he laughed about it, and then he told me, he was like, look, that's your brother, man. You're just gonna have to deal with that shit, because that's your brother, okay? And then I thought about it, and I laughed about it. I was like, you know what? That's right. I still love my brother. And I know my brother loves me. And he told me, he was like, I love you. I'm sorry. He was kind of pouty, because he was still a kid too. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make fun of you. I love you. But you make me mad. So, that's kind of, I laugh when I think about that. And just a stupid cassette tape full of that sound. But again, that's one of the things that helped me to overcome this whole fear of having Tourette's. And then for the longest time, my tic continued to be a vocal tic. And it would like emanate from my chest to the point where after, like halfway through the day, my chest would hurt because I'm always making that sound. And then finally, after probably elementary school, somewhere between like probably 8th grade, I think it switched from between 8th grade and 9th grade, if I remember correctly. My tic changed from making that noise to twitching my head, like a very just rapid constant, non-stop tick, like somebody does a brake check in a car and you twitch. That's what my tick evolved into, from the vocal tick to just the moving of my head, the twitch. And then this went on for years, and it was bad. Like it was a bad fucking tick. Like I would get constant neck aches, always, all day long, just like this, tick, 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 tick. And then if it wasn't just a neck ache, it was also like headaches, constant headaches all day long, because I felt like my brain would not stop shaking and bouncing off the front of my freaking skull, because I would just do this all day long. And then, of course, being in high school, having that tick, I was already able to feel comfortable in my own skin by that point, but it was still an issue that was in the back of my head. Like, man, I gotta get over this. I gotta do something about this. So what I did is I told my friends, I was like, listen, I know you see me twitching all the time. Every time I do it, I want you to hit me in the arm. Just reach over and just pop me. So every time I did that, they would start doing that. We'd be at the lunch table and they just reach over and hit me. Pop, pop, pop. And then it happened so much that my arm would start to ache, and they'd be like, dude, I don't want to keep hitting you in your freaking arm, man. I was like, just do it, because if it hurts, then if it physically hurts, then I'm more aware of what my body is doing and what my body is feeling like, and it helps me to focus on that. I'd much rather focus on my arm hurts from getting hit than my neck hurts because I can't stop my own movements, if that makes any sense. So they would just do that. They would always just hit me in the arm. And over the course of, I would say, high school, in general, from the 9th grade until graduation, my tics became less, because I began to really, really try to focus on controlling it more than I ever had done before in the past. And I guess that, it just comes with just maturity, just growing up and being, more aware of what I can and can't do with my own body. As high school years progressed, I became more and more comfortable in my own skin and more able to control these tics. So by the time I graduated, it wasn't so much of an issue. I didn't twitch my head as much, and then it just kind of fizzled out. And there for a couple months, it's almost like if you didn't know I had Tourette's, then you would never know it. I would have to say, hey, I have Tourette's. If you see me doing this, here's why. And it just kind of fizzled out after high school. And then, of course, life happened, shit happens, and it never went away completely, but it fizzled down for a while. And then once shit happened again in life, it started to come back. But this time, the third time around, the twitch was in my eyes, and that's still my current tick now. That's still, if you watch my videos, you'll see me do that a lot. If you see me winking or blinking a lot, moving my eyes, that's my modern current Tourette's tick. It's not near as bothersome as making the noise or constantly twitching my head, but that's what I do now, is twitch my eye, wink, which can make for some very awkward moments when you're in places like elevators with people, or if you make eye contact with somebody and you smile and say, hey, how you doing, and then you wink at them unintentionally, depending on who they are, what type of person they are, whatever their lifestyle is, they may misinterpret that as an unintended message. um, so yeah, that's made for some awkward moments in my time, especially down in Miami, especially when I was a bar back, and they started teaching me how to make the drinks so I could cover them during the busy times. And basically, yeah, that makes for some very awkward moments when you're standing behind the bar serving somebody their drink. Always winking at people, everybody, guys, girls, kids, because it was a restaurant, so we had, families would come in there, kids would come up and get orange juice. Mommy, he's winking at me. No, no, kid. No, I'm not, motherfucker. Get your ass over back to your mom and dad. And of course, that over friendly guy. Hey, no, you know what I'm saying? No, not happening, buddy. Not happening. Wrong tree, pal. And then like winking at some dude's wife, if they come in on a date. Dude, why you winking at my wife? My bad, bro. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, that's my tick now. It's just my eyes, and it's not as bothersome to me now as it used to be in the past. I'm a lot more aware of it. I'm able to combat the twitch and the urge to tick most of the time, but I think eventually it makes its way out. Like there's no stopping it. It's gonna happen whether I want it to or not. So the more active I become in a regular fitness routine, and the longer I stay regular with that, then the better off I am in terms of my twitch. Like when I was in West Palm and I was going to boxing, then I would work and I would go work out at the gym. And when they're doing stuff like dropping a medicine ball on your stomach, or punching you in the stomach, you don't have time to think about twitching. You're bracing, And as you get fit, as your body gets healthier and gets stronger and gets more agile, fitness does incredibly amazing things for the human body. And I've noticed the more that I stay in line with a regimented fitness routine, then the less problematic my Tourette's becomes. But of course, recently I've allowed myself to slack. I've been sliding, so that's something I need to get back onto myself. But anyways, Tourette's overall now, looking back, it's kind of humorous. I'm proud that I was never the kind of person to feel like super awkward or insecure about it, because I've never being insecure is something that I never really struggled with in my life. I've always had this confidence, I've never been that kid to feel weird, even though I was that kid who made sounds. So now living with Tourette's is just more of an annoyance. It's kind of like a gnat that's buzzing around your head the whole time. And you just, after a while, you just get used to it. And you just don't even notice it's there. So yeah, that's me. I'm living with Tourette syndrome. I want to know, do you have anything particularly interesting about you that you would like to share? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment, and share. And also make sure you check out my website, Skyward Mind. Again, this is James Grooms from skywardmind.com, where I make clothes and more for leaders, innovators, and hustlers. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the flip side.